Hello and welcome to this video where we'll go into DBT documentation. So before we went to create a dashboard, but now we go into the documentation in order for you to see how to generate it from DBT quite easily, and you can add it very easily and see what type of features it has. So moving on to Visual Studio Code. Here, so I have first of all, so I have copied this. This folder is from the DBT testing. I've copied this one, so you can continue working on your DBT testing if you want. So basically here we go into models. Let me see, models, and we go into schema.yaml, and here you can add the documentation that you want very easily. So here, the dim employer, I can add the documentation for doing description, information about the employer, such as name, workplace, address, organization, number, etc. So this is what I've added, and I can go into each of the columns. So this was the dimension view. I can go into each column, the employer ID. I can do description here as well. Primary key, a surrogate key, generated based on columns. ID, employer name. So then this will be able to help other people which are, for example, debugging, or maybe they are trying to set up a foreign key relation. So here we can go into dim job details, description, details about the job ad. So it enriches the information, so you understand what you're doing, what we're doing in each of the dimension tables and each of the fact tables. And here the fact tables, description, the facts are relevance and vacancies. Yes, basically like this. Then we have simple documentation. I will also add another documentation here. Let's go into, let's create another folder called assets. And in this assets, I want to add images. And what image do I want? Well, this job ads dimension model sounds good. So I put it in here, into the assets folder. And we can see that we want to reference this somehow, right? And basically I want to make a markdown and showing this star schema. So showing my dimensional model. This should be part of my documentation. I don't want it to disappear. So basically we have it in assets, and we create another folder here called docs. And in docs, we create markdown files. And one markdown file is called overview.markdown. So in this one, we can create, we can use Jinja. So we can use like this, docs done underscore overview underscore like this. So this one will, DBT will understand this as a documentation file, and then I will copy this one, and I will have ndocs here. So now I can add my documentation. So job add project. I will copy this from the lecture notes, so you don't need to see me type everything out like this. So here's some information about the project. Take a look at the dimensional model, and here's a note which is written in Markdown. And basically, to find this picture, this image, this is the alt. This is the text that the screen reader will read out. And here you find it. So assets, it's in the assets folder, and you find this job ads _ dimension model.png. So here we reference this image. Great. So am I done? Well, not entirely yet. I need to go to dbt-project.yaml, and let's see here. And we need to add another folder here. So we see that we have models path, analysis path, etc. Let's add another. We need to point towards assets. So assets paths is assets, like this. So now we point towards the asset folder in order for us to find this image. And the _ overview in the docs, it's special, so that it will come into the first page when we generate our documentation. So with no further ado, let's do it like this. I go back to sed shell here, because here I have, I haven't activated. Let's do that. ls there, right? Source .venv bin activate. So let's go into cd 14, right? cd dbt code. And now I will do dbt docs generate like this, and it will run. It will create the documentation. Yes, now it has created, and it's created in this catalog.json in the target folder where everything compiles to, right? However, if I go into the target folder, we have catalog.json. Yeah, this is unreadable. So this is not good documentation. However, from this file, we can do like this. When we do dbt serve, it will find that file and it will serve the documentation. Dbt docs serve, like this. And let me move to the browser now, like this. Yes. And here you can see the documentation. Actually, this is the normal documentation, right? It doesn't take in the overview that we had. Maybe I need to run the model. But let's go back to VS Code and see if we can make it work. Okay, I've debugged and I mistyped this. Overview it should be. You need to also add the paths to the documentations. So add docs paths. So then it will find this folder docs here. And also for what I did for the documentation here was just to use this tag _ overview, and it will find it to be the overview page. However, you can call it something else. You can call it docs, and you can use it in specified places if you want to write in Markdown instead of writing in the schema.yaml that we've done. Okay, so now moving into the documentation then. Let's go into the browser. here. So basically, let me change a little bit here. So now we see our assets, the image, right, of our diagram. And we have some text here. This was from the overview. That's super cool. And we can see in, we can start looking at, let me move myself a little bit here. And you can see this is a lineage graph. So click on this one and we can see the lineage here. So how the data has flowed from upstream to downstream. So here we have upstream, the staging data, the source. It's flowed into all the source, which are ephemeral models, right? And then these have gone into these models here, the dimensional models and fact models, and which have been used for serving our marked. So this is our marked job listings. And for example, if you go into one of them, you can double click on this one. Let me see, right click, and you can view the documentation. And here you see the documentation of marked job listings. So you can see here, here's the columns, and this has been generated for us automatically, right? Super cool. And here is the code. And you can see that here is the DBT code, and you can go into the compiled code and see how it looks like. And we can go into, let me see. Yeah, exactly. So you can see here is the DBT code, we have reference, right? And in the compiled code, we have the actual reference, so it becomes the snowflake code here. And you can go into let me see, descriptions, and you can see this is what we wrote, right? This model is not currently documented. We didn't document this one, and this is actually for you to do. So congratulations, you have something fun to do. So here in fact job ads, we can see if we have our documentation. Yes. The description, the facts are relevance and vacancies, right? We wrote that before. And we can also see, did we write? Let's go into dimension here. And here we have a description as well. And we also had a description on this ID, right? Primary key, a surrogate key. Yes. So the rest of the documentation I want you to fill out. And one more thing to note is that, yeah, you can see here all the DBT code, the models, the different macros we have. We have the tests also. So for example, let me see if we can see here, data tests. So we can see which type of tests we have, right? So we have unique dimension employer ID. So we can see here, what did we test? And you can also describe the test, etc. And also one more thing to note is that this lineage graph is really powerful. Actually, now it's not. We need to go back. Go back to overview and click here. This is really powerful in order for the team to know that how the data has flown. And you can also always go into each of them and see the code as well. Otherwise, if you don't have this, maybe you just come into a project and you get a SQL model, or you get the data, it looks, it has a lot of transformations, then it's very difficult to know exactly where it came from, why did people do these transformations, etc. With this lineage, you have you see how the data has changed. And also with the lineage, together with the star schema, the dimensional model that we have quite good starting point of documentation in order to onboard new members into the team, for example. Yes, and with this, I would like to thank you for watching this video about DBT documentation. Thank you. Bye.